Back now this morning. Let's have a little look. We frozen just then. Okay, I can put a title on this after. There's no problem at all. Let's have a little look with this now. Retouch. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna. My apologies for that this morning, and it's just a technical thing. I'm not too concerned about it. If it drops off, it drops off. That's no problem because I can go live again, which I will do now. Let's just get back to it on here. Greentop Landscapes and Design. Let's have a look on there. So annoying when that hasn't. To be fair, that hasn't happened for a long time. There we go. We're live now. So we've got one back on. So there we are. So it is what it is. We can't do nothing about that now. Here we are. It's me. It's Johnny Boy. We're back. 18 live views we had just then, which is such a great shame because it was going good. And we were talking about, let's see if we can get some people back on, give them some time to rejoin us and get back on here. Let's have a little look what we've got here now. So annoying, so frustrating. Let's just give it some heart here. We got 4 people joined us again. My apologies for that. It just happens now and again. It is what it is. We're relying on the internet, and just like our television does sometimes, we have that signal. It goes out. It's been happening for a long time, and there's no reason why it doesn't happen on here. So what we would do, we're talking about leather jackets. We're not going to waffle on now again this morning. You've had that lawn laid, okay, and the contractor doesn't really tell you anything what needs to be done, okay? He doesn't tell you anything what needs to be done. He's sort of bordered it over. If he's done that, he's made it look nice, and he's got the stripes in it, looking fantastic. And then probably about a year down the line, you start seeing some patchy, your lawn going very patchy and very dry in places, and you wonder what it is. And you're thinking, is it the rain? Is it in certain areas? Is it flooding too much in certain area? And also, if it's, say for example, if it's under a tree canopy and the leaves are falling down, do you need to rake it? Have you raked the dead thatch out of it enough? You know, and the fact is that we probably don't. I'll go over this a little bit more again. So let me just have a look who's just joined us again. We got people joining us on the live stream now. I can't see. There's the chat there. There we are. Let's get you back on there. If I put good morning, it may come up and just see what's actually happening. This is what happens on live feeds. You know, it's susceptible to going wrong, and it does go wrong quite often for me. Let's have a look now. Just get that on there now. It's so annoying when this happens because it puts you off your stride, doesn't it? Like, you know, but there you are. We'll recover. There we are. We're back on there. For some reason, I don't know why the chat's on there. Let's have a little look on there. I don't know why that's happening there. There you are. Look what I've just discovered this morning. Mario, good morning. There they are behind us. You can see as if by magic. Look at that. Fantastic. Look at those leather jackets and those little, look, you can see them. If I just get out the way, you can see those little blighters. Look at that. Awful. Horrible. Look at them. Disgusting. Not good at all. But nevertheless, good morning, La. Interesting, isn't it? You know, look, you've had your lawn done. The contractors come there, and it's looking great. It's looking fantastic. You're mowing your lawn for about a year, and it's this time of the year when it all starts happening. It's all about the crane fly and the larva. 3 parts to this little story. There's 3 parts, and it's the leather jackets, the ones that you can see behind me. They're the ones that actually eat your root systems. So what we got to understand is leather jackets like new lawns. They like those young shoots. They taste sweet to them. Lynn, welcome back. Thanks very much. Hi, I am a graphic designer. Do you want a professional thumbnail for your content? Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Maybe I do. Drop me an email. info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. Let's get back to it. Let's have a look at the cycle, because I want to get back to this. You've invested your money. Let's get real with this. You've invested your money. The garden's looking great. You've got that Love Island style garden. Not for me. You got that Love Island style garden. You spent all that money, and let's talk about your investment first. I had a message this morning off a friend of mine, and Dan, cracking guy. And I say a friend, he was a customer, but he is a friend of mine. I have a great relationship with his dad, and we got on really, really well. And Dan sent me a message this morning to say that the house is sold, it's gone. And you're going to say, what's this got to do with lawns? But wait for this, bear with me. The house is gone, it's sold. He didn't expect it to go so quick. And one of the first things that the person that bought their house, the couple, said, how great the patio looked. It looked absolutely fantastic. And, you know, it's incredible. And they look great. And it made the difference about selling the house. So when you're investing your money into a garden, right? When you're investing your money into a garden, you got to make sure that it's done right and you get the most from your garden. But the fact is, when we have a lawn laid, nobody tells us about these little, we had a little love art then, I think. Nobody tells us about these things called leather jackets, all right? And these leather jackets are an absolute nightmare. They are going to decimate your lawn. They are going to destroy your lawn, okay? They are going to destroy your lawn. There's no doubt about it. They will destroy it completely. Good morning, Steve Burrows. Good to see you. Yeah, my accent is pure British, without a doubt. The lawn is going to be absolutely destroyed, and then you're going to have to do it again. And more than often, it gets done again, and then you need to do it again. So we need to understand what's going on with our lawn when we see all those patches, those brown patches all over. Well, what's happening? Those little blighters right behind you, they're the culprits. They're the culprits. They're the ones that are going to be in all your root systems. It's not good at all. So let's have a little look what they actually say about the cycle of the leather jacket. So a leather jacket life cycle consists of 4 main stages. I thought it was 3. So you have egg, larva, leather jackets, pupa, and adult crane fly. Those things that we call daddy long legs that are flying around. They're an absolute nightmare. And somebody will say at a barbecue, oh, don't kill it. Well, it's going to be your nemesis if you don't kill it. Okay, so let's have a little look and read what it says. Adult crane flies emerge in late summer to early autumn. Mate, it's good, and lay their eggs, hatched to a larva that feed on roots. So it's the larvae that actually eats the roots, okay, and plant stems through the winter and spring before pupating. That means when they sort of come out and escape in late and early spring. So there's a cycle leading to the emergence of new adults and repetition of cycle. It's going to repeat itself time and time again. You don't want that. It's a disaster. So what do we do? Let's have a little read of that again, because there are people joining us now on this live stream, and there will be people that are joining us again. These aren't my words, but this is more or less an AI overview. So the leather jacket life cycle consists of 4 main stages. Egg, larvae. So there's the larvae there at the bottom. That's what I believe the larvae is, okay? Have a look at those. There they are there. They're not good at all. Larvae, which... let's have a look. Larvae, leather jacket, the pupa, and the adult crane fly. Adult crane flies emerge in late summer to early spring. They lay eggs, hatch into a larvae, and that feed on roots and plant stems through the winter spring, before pupating in late spring, early summer, leading to the emergence of new adults and repetition of cycle. It goes over and over again. It's going to continue, so it has to have an intervention at some time. Every time we hear that word intervention, we always think of maybe one of those Hollywood movies. It's like they have those interventions in America, mad on the counselling. Well, you're going to need counselling, okay, after this if you don't get your lawn sorted. So adult stage 1, the adult stage, the crane fly, the daddy longlegs. Adult crane flies, also known as daddy longlegs, emerge from the pupae in the summer, typically between June and September. Their primary purpose is to mate and lay eggs. The adult lifespan is short, often lasting only a few days. Kill 'em. That's what I'd say. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Dare I say that word on social media? I don't. Check a block on them. There you go. So egg stage. Female, stage 2, female crane flies, the female ones, right? Get rid of them. Female crane flies lay hundreds of eggs and are moist and eggs in moist, well-vegetated soil, typically in late summer and early autumn. That's what has happened to my lawn. I shared a picture on social media recently, and there was hundreds and hundreds of these larvae that started to come out. The eggs hatch into larvae, leather jackets, in about 2 weeks. Oh my God. I looked at my path and they was all on my path. It was awful. I was hoping that the birds would come down and take them, but I did get rid of them, okay, through some sodium hypochlorite. I didn't know what they were at the time, and I should have known. I panicked, but don't panic. That's what this live stream is about this morning, is to make sure that you don't get your lawn done again. You don't have to get it done again, and it can be done relatively cheap. Okay, it can be done cheap. You can save your lawn. You can maintain your lawn. Don't think that you're just going to mow your lawn when you've had that new lawn laid. Don't think you're just going to mow it and rake it. Maybe occasionally feed it when you've been down to one of the local DIY stores like B&Q. Is that advertising? I don't know. Do I care? Not really. So you've gone down there, you've got your lawn feed. There's a little bit more you're going to have to do with your lawn. You're going to have to be on guard, okay? And on guard in the respect that you don't want those blighters coming back. Let's have a look at stage 3 again. The larval stage, leather jacket. This is the longest stage of the cycle. Newly hatched larvae begin feeding on roots and stems of plants. They are most active in late winter, early spring, when they cause significant damage by feeding voraciously. Look at that. Significant damage. Not good at all. During the winter, the larvae are hardy and can survive cold temperatures. We don't have the cold like we used to. See? Even the dogs are barking at them now. So during the winter, the larvae are hardy and can survive. Stage 4, the pupal stage, okay? The pupal stage. In late spring, early summer, the larvae stop feeding and move to near the soil surface to pupate. The cycle continues. It's going on again. The pupal stage lasts for about 2 weeks before the adult crane fly. Oh my God, what a disaster, isn't it? What a disaster, eh? You want to show off your lawn. You've had it laid in it's late summer. You've had your garden done. You eventually got that contract around. Your garden's complete. It's looking good. You're going through the winter months and you can't wait for the springtime to have a barbecue, invite your friends down round, show off your new garden before later on in the year decide to put your house on the market because it's looking good, right? It's not going to look good when the agent comes round and your garden is looking all patchy, all worn. Okay, as if a herd of wildebeests have been running across it. Not good whatsoever. We need to deal with this, okay? We need to deal with this. So what do we do? So let's have a look at, there is a product out there, okay, that will deal with your lawn and those leather jackets. How am I going to do, how am I going to sort of do this? Let's have a look. I want to sort of read this out in a cohesive way. I don't just want to run my mouth with it. Ignore the dogs. It's probably some local thug trying to get in. Well, it's not. It's my wife. So there we are. What can we do with leather jackets? How to kill leather jackets in a grass. So there we are. It's on there. The answer is on there on social media. You just have to have a look. You have a look for it. So there's all sorts of things on the market and you just got to read the reviews. But there's a product called Nemesis. Okay, it's a biological leather jacket killer. Okay, so when we look at these, there are many out there. So what is Nemesis? So basically, it's a microscopic, okay, it's a nematode, okay? And this nematode is a microscopic worm, basically. It's a microscopic worm. And what you're going to do, you're going to order it online, okay? And there's no advertising here. Okay, I'm not advertising any products whatsoever. I'm just talking about telling you what's available. So Nemesis is a natural leather jacket killer. Okay, fast and effective and naturally controlled. Compatible with organic gardening, easy to use, just add water, safe for children, pets, wildlife, earthworms, and bees. Okay, so this product, it's not a chemical that you're going to be putting into your garden, okay, and it's going to sort of make you ill the next couple of days, okay. This product, right, is natural, it's safe for children, safe for bees, safe for earthworms as well. So that's what we don't want. We don't want to introduce something into our garden that's going to actually destroy other wildlife. That's what we don't want. So it's a microscopic worm, okay? This microscopic worm, let's have a little, let me just see if I can say, sorry about the noise now. So let's have a look. Let's have a look what it is. Right, let's have a look now. So let's just get it up. So I want to read this properly for you so you can actually understand it, and it's not just my words. So it is a microscopic worm that's going to get down, and basically the leather jacket or the larvae is going to digest it, and then what it does, it releases a toxin inside, and it actually will kill the leather jacket, and you're on the right road. And so when we think about what we're doing, how do we apply it as well? I seen a guy with these microscopic worms. He had his hand in the bucket mixing it in, and you've got to follow what it says. Okay, you have to follow what it says on the packet. Okay, but it can be easily done. You don't have to get those green thumb guys in. That's going to absolutely, the lawn care guys, I should say. That's going to cost you an absolute fortune. You can go online. You can order your nematode, okay? What I would do is you either speak to the company, but if you type in what you're actually looking for, and once you need to identify what you've got, and there you are. That's what they look like, okay? There they are on screen now. It's not nice, is it? So, no, not nice at all. Let me just read some of the comments on here this morning. Lynn's joined us. Do you get my email? Yes, Lynn, I did get your email. Thanks very much. Steve Burrows, how you doing? Steve, I've just been under the stairs and I found my old leather jacket. Did I get the thumbnail wrong? Yeah, you did. Do you know, Steve, when you type in leather jacket, you have to type in a little bit more about it, but you did get it wrong. Fancy me, I would never talk about leather jackets. Are they trending now? Dale Baker says they are not leather jackets in the thumbnail. They are chaffer grubs. Yeah, they are. They are. And they are chaffer grubs, but what we can do with this, just a picture, Dale, that's all it is, mate. It's just a picture, but I appreciate it. But you got the leather jackets at the top, and the chaffer grubs cause just as much damage as the leather jackets, and we can deal with them in the same way. So 19 live viewers this morning, we're talking about leather jackets and what they can do to your lawn. True landman, nice to see you, Johnny boy. Legend of landscaping, all my respect. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. 19 live viewers. Look, before we go any further this morning, let's just for a moment, let's just pause. Take a deep breath. Let me allow me to drink my tea. Peppermint as well. Yeah, we're not going to get everything right, but what we're doing, what we're hoping to achieve on this live stream this morning, we're hoping to bring the attention of the problems that manifest as a result of having a new lawn. That's what we're trying to do, okay? If we get things wrong occasionally, what we need to do is it's good to be corrected. I'm not calling anybody a troll or a stalker, but what we got to try and do is encourage, and that's a good comment there by Dale. Yeah, he's absolutely right. And we got to fully understand it. Do I fully understand it? Well, the answer is not totally in depth, but I've got a good overview that when I see a lawn that's going all brown, and I know that there's something not right, whether it's waterlogging, and this is one of the things we have to highlight is that when we see a problem in our lawn, sometimes we can misdiagnose what it is. Okay, we can misdiagnose what it is, and sometimes when you see a lawn looking bare, we probably presume that number one, it's through aeration, not having good aeration. It's not getting its nutrients, okay? There's not a lot of worm activity. Maybe it's the leaves or maybe it's the waterlogging. It's a number of things that can actually be caused as a result of whatever it is. There's a problem there. We need to identify it. But what we're doing this morning is we're highlighting the problems by showing some of the signs that we have to start considering, okay? And it's certainly this time of the year we can actually start treating our lawn with a nematode. And I didn't really, until I actually looked in it, I was sort of blasé about this. But as a contractor, do I have a legal obligation? That's the thing that's fascinating about this morning, is do I have a legal obligation to inform my customer that potentially their lawn could be affected by these leather jackets? True Landman says, you taught me a hell of a lot regarding porcelain. Miss your videos, to be honest. Well, as a result of that, I am going to be coming back doing a few more videos. So I think it does help. We had a lady this week talking about her paving. She needed some help and some advice. And we actually went to see a lady and a gentleman, lovely people up in the West Country, and they've had a problem with their patio. But remember, your patio is just as imperfect, just as important as that perfect lawn, I should say. So that lawn that's getting laid alongside your patio is just as important with your as your patio. The lawn is important as your patio. You don't be showcasing a beautiful patio and then you're forever maintaining your lawn, okay? But the easy maintenance is with this lawn is that if you do potentially get the problem with the leather jackets that's eating your lawn and destroying it, right? What you can do is very easy. You can order some of this Nemesis online, and all you do is dilute it in a volume of water. Fill your feeder up that you put on your hose and it feeds through, but make sure that you feed it through. You turn the dial on top of that feeder. I'm going to be doing that maybe tomorrow morning at some point. I'm going to be doing it in the garden. And remember, you need to check out the product that you're using to ensure that it's safe for your garden. I always actually try and speak to the supplier as well and see what they have to say, and do they know as much about the product that they're selling you. Certainly when we go into merchants these days, builders merchants and DIY stores, they don't necessarily know as much as what they should do about the products they're actually selling. Remembering they're selling lots of products, and I understand that, but also they need to start to try and understand the products they're actually selling to people. Lynn Heel says, I'm watching Alan Tidmarsh. Well, fantastic. Are you watching? No, you're not watching Alan Tidmarsh. I'm not Alan Tidmarsh. Chilling with Chowdhury. Brilliant. Good to see you, bud. Glad you're doing okay, Johnny. Well, yeah, I'm back at it. I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm not 100%, but I got to get back to the way I was. Let's give this live stream some likes. We've only had one like this morning. We had to go live again because we lost a single. There you are. That's how you do it. It's just down the bottom. It's very easy. Take care always. I will, without a doubt. So let's just go back. I had a message this morning off my friend Dan, and he sent me a picture, and he told me how his house sold rapidly. And one of the reasons he believes that it sold rapidly was because the customer, the buyer, the purchaser walked in when he was having a look, viewing the property. They said what a beautiful garden it was and how the patio, it made a difference to them buying the house. It was completed. It was looking good. What you don't want to be doing, if you are investing your money and you are thinking maybe in a couple of years you're going to move on, what you don't want is having a lawn that's looking really, really bare and almost like it's been attacked. It's as simple as that. It's not looking good. So what you want to do, keep it in good condition, pristine condition. So we've bought, and my lovely wife is out there now, but I think it was about £18 for a sachet. We mix it with the water, we scoop it up in one of those feeders, we put it on our hose, and we spray the lawn. And remember, you can do a couple of applications with this. It's not going to affect any of the other wildlife whatsoever. So let's just to recap. We're talking this morning about leather jackets and the importance of looking after your lawn and maintaining your lawn. Do you need to get somebody in? Well, you probably don't need to get somebody in unless you feel a bit squirmish about using this microscopic worm that's going to go into your lawn and get down into the root system, and it's going to find that larvae and those leather jackets, they're going to digest it, and it's going to release the toxin, and it kills them, and they're not going to eat your lawn, okay? It's going to destroy them. I don't know if I should be saying that word. It's going to destroy them. It's going to get rid of them. Your lawn's going to look great, and you're going to be the envy of the neighborhood, and you're going to be pleased that the money that you spent on it. Lawns are not cheap, okay? Do you know, one of the questions, I don't know what you guys actually think, one of the things that I was actually thinking about with this was that, should the supplier tell us a little bit more about it? Should the supplier that supplies the grass, should they be spraying the turf before they take it up? I don't know, because remember, is that what you're never ever going to do, it's never going to be foolproof, because it could be the case that your neighbour, okay, your neighbour's had a lawn laid, or somebody down, I don't know how far, what's the distance of these crane flies and how far they go. We'll have to check that out. I'm not going to do it now because I want to talk to you guys. But these crane flies, they're the ones that's going to lay the eggs, and they're going to turn into larvae, and they're going to pupate, and then the leather jacket. We spoke about the cycle. But what we actually got to think of is that if somebody else has had a lawn, we all have responsibility, and it's going to get into your garden. That crane fly is going to land in your garden, it's going to lay some eggs, and before you know it, your investment is just gone. I know what you actually pay for a lawn these days. It's very rare when I actually go out and just lay a lawn these days, okay? It doesn't really happen. Not as often as what it used to be in the past, because obviously all the artificial grass. Maybe that's the answer for you with the artificial grass. That's a whole new story about whether that's sustainable or not. I don't know, and whether the effect on the carbon footprint with artificial grass. We love a lawn, don't we? We love a new lawn, a fresh lawn. We love the smell of it. We like it under our feet. It's natural, it's normal. It's what humans are used to, okay? And it feels great, it looks great, it smells great. We love a lawn, it's as simple as that, but we don't want our lawn to be destroyed. And you know, I just don't know what you actually pay for a lawn these days. If you've got any advice or any information that you want to actually talk about that, and you want to send me some pictures of your lawn, how bad it was, let me know. Just let me know. Drop me an email. Do you know, I've actually thoroughly enjoyed this live stream this morning, because it was real content. And as Alison said to me, my wife said to me, my lovely wife said to me, try to stay on topic, okay? Try and stay on topic. And that's what we've done this morning with your help, with your comments, and with your support. But we haven't had many likes this morning, but we've had lots of people on here. Let's give it some love. Let's give it some love. Listen, we can love ourselves, can't we? Especially when you're handsome. So let's have a look at what True Landman says. He says, I would say 90% of lawns in our area got leather jackets. There we are. There's the evidence. Do you know, True Landman, thanks very much for that, because that's how it was. That was my interpretation of it. Let's just go over that again. Is that you've had your lawn, you've laid your lawn, you've treated it, or you haven't treated it. It's looking good. We don't know where these infestations come from. The fact is the crane fly is going to be everywhere. It's going to fly around. It's going to land on your garden. And but we got to, as contractors, we have to have that moral obligation to inform our clients that potentially their lawn is at risk of devastation. Okay, it sounds awful, really, doesn't it? But Landman says, he said, I would say 90% of lawns in our area, leather jackets, got leather jackets. I can see it a mile off as used to treat lawns. They move up from the south as winter's not hard enough. Wow, fascinating. That's interesting. Do you know, this is the conversation that I actually want. This is the analytics that make the difference. Come on, everybody just give this channel a like this morning, for goodness sake. Come on, just give it some love. It's working, it's doing its job. These videos, these live feeds are there to help people to avoid these potential problems. Lynn says, thank you, no problem at all, Lynn, my pleasure. Lawn on the park at the bottom of our garden looks lovely, says Lynn. Let's have a look at a picture of that, Lynn. Thanks very much. Crane flies go from lawn to lawn, only meters away, lawn to lawn. Eh? It's not good, is it? I could say something funny then, but it'd probably get a little political, and I'm not going to do it. Hey, I don't want to get political. This is not what this channel is about. It's about sharing advice and supporting people. Look, I know that these videos help, and I know they help a lot of people. How I deliver them, I'm not quite sure. I'm still finding my way after all these years, but it's set out to support a community of contractors and consumer across the UK, and in some places across the world. We get a lot of following from around the world. So if you have anything to say about this live stream or this topic, what we spoke about this morning, I've enjoyed this morning. I got to show Alison this live stream this morning because we're using the green screen, eh? Whoever thought I could be technically minded? Johnny boy here in South Wales, 60 years of age, could have a green screen. But I've done it. I've achieved it. Hey, it's good when you achieve those little things in life. It makes you feel good, doesn't it? So you've got to start to achieve with your garden. Get it done. Get online. Type how to treat leather jackets. And it's very, very simple. There's loads of videos out there. Maybe I'll make a short little video about it. Videos are consuming to actually make. But I know that people will benefit from it. And it's not going to cost them. You know, I just don't want to see you lose your investment. You've worked hard all your life, or you're working week in, week out. You may be retired. This is your investment. You want it to look nice. You want it to look fantastic. Well, I've got to say, I've enjoyed this live stream. I've said it several times now, and it's great using the screen as we've used it this morning. And I got a picture of the leather jackets and the chafer grubs. I found an image on social media, and we got to understand what are chafer grubs and what are leather jackets. Get online, check it out the weekend, just have a look as a matter of interest. And if you have a lawn, I wonder how many lawns across the country. Are there as many lawns as what they used to be? Well, there's not, because obviously because of artificial grass, but lawns are great. I love a lawn. Do you love a lawn? Let me know what you actually think. My hubby is 60 today. Happy birthday to Lynn's husband, who's actually from South Wales, if I remember. Lynn, thanks very much. Your input, Lynn, is crucial to the success. All of you, your input, your advice, your emails after these live streams are finished are crucial to the success of this this channel. It's as simple as that. And also, it's also crucial to how people take action on what comes next when we do these live streams on the topic we're talking about. If you've got anything that you want to say, if you've got anything that you want to talk about, and maybe a topic, a conversation that we can actually visit at some time in the future, drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. You won't be able to see it, but right behind me is the Greentop Landscapes logo. I'm going to get it up. Stan, good morning. Stan, where have you been? Let's get the email, the website address up there, because I'm proud of our website. We spent a lot of time on it, and not only that, what we've actually done is this website there is there, greentoplandscapes.co.uk. There we are. This website there was designed not just to help me and keep me in work, keep me employed, but it was there to support the weekend, the weekend, to support the consumer, okay, and the contractor if anybody needs any advice. And I know for a fact that what's happened on these live streams before, that people have commented on here and also have helped other consumers and other contractors and given them some advice. And in some cases, they've actually hooked up, not that way, but sort of hooked up in networking, I suppose, to make sure that they get the best advice. That's it. The live stream's over. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to drink my tea and have a little bit of bite to eat. Then Alison's promised me some dinner and some good conversation. There you go. That's it. Thanks for joining. Drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. Or you can give me a call. Give me a call. It's 07795 595 994. Thanks very much, Stan. I'm going to put my number on there. 07795 595 994. I did that without my glasses. There is the correct number. Just check it. 07795 595 994. Thanks for joining. We'll see you again next week for a new topic. It could be something that what you want to talk about. Gotta go. Sorry? She says I'll be away, but see if we get a live stream from where I am. Don't tell everybody, but we're going on a long flight. See you soon. Thanks for joining. See you next week.